Your surname might not be your real name. Between 1892 and 1954, 12 million immigrants passed through Ellis Island. Most spent 6 seconds at an inspector's desk. In those 6 seconds, millions of surnames were changed forever. Some were clerical errors, an inspector who couldn't spell a Polish consonant cluster. Some were deliberate anglicizations, immigrants who knew sounding American meant survival. Some were mistakes so profound that entire bloodlines lost their original name without ever realizing it. If your family came through Ellis Island, there is a strong chance the name you carry is not the name your ancestors carried when they boarded the ship. Today we are decoding 10 surnames that changed at Ellis Island, from number 10 down to number 1, the surname that 45 million Americans bear without knowing what it used to be. The myth is that inspectors changed names on a whim. The reality is more complex. Most ships carried manifests prepared at the port of departure, but those manifests were compiled by clerks who had never heard a Yiddish surname pronounced aloud, or who transliterated Cyrillic into Latin script with no standardized system. When the immigrant reached the inspector's desk, the inspector read the name off the manifest. If the immigrant corrected the pronunciation, the inspector sometimes wrote a new version. If the immigrant stayed silent, out of fear or exhaustion or belief this was simply how America worked, the mistake became permanent. Some immigrants chose the change themselves, whispering an anglicized version because they had already decided to leave the old country behind. Number 10. Freeman. The original name was Freimann, German Jewish immigrants from Bavaria and the Rhineland. Freimann means free man, someone not bound to a feudal lord. The double N was routinely dropped by English-speaking clerks. By 1910, census records show thousands of Freimans who had become Freemans within a single generation. The change erased the German Jewish marker, which was precisely the point for many families. To be Freeman in America was to sound like you had always been here. Number 9. Lane. The original name was Lane, or Lage, Polish and Ukrainian Jewish immigrants. Lane is a Yiddish diminutive of Leib, which means lion. The J was a sound English had no letter for. By the time the family reached the inspector's desk, Lajan had been transliterated half a dozen ways. Lane was the simplest English equivalent, and it stuck. The transformation erased the Yiddish root entirely. No one suspected it had been Lajan 2 weeks earlier. Number 8. Stone. The original name was Stein, German and Ashkenazi Jewish. Stein means stone in German, a common surname for families who lived near a rock formation or worked as stonemasons. The anglicization to stone was one of the most frequent changes because it required only dropping 2 letters. By 1920, census records show the ratio had flipped, more Stones than Steins among families who arrived after 1900. If your surname is Stone and your grandparents spoke German or Yiddish at home, the original was almost certainly Stein. Number 7. Martin. The original name was Martino, Martinelli, or Martine, Italian and Spanish immigrants. The O, or Ellie suffix, was routinely dropped. Martine lost its accent because American typewriters had no accent keys. By the second generation, it was Martin in every document. The change erased the Romance language root entirely. Martin sounds Anglo-Saxon. No one reading it suspects the family came from Calabria or Andalusia. Number 6. Harris. The original name was Horowitz, Harwich, or Harris. Ashkenazi Jewish immigrants from Eastern Europe. Horowitz is a toponymic surname referring to the town of Horowice in Bohemia. The transition to Harris was not a clerical error. It was deliberate self-chosen anglicization. Immigrants knew Horowitz marked them as Jewish in a country where anti-Semitism was casual and employment discrimination was legal. Harris sounded English. It sounded safe. By 1930, entire Horowitz families had become Harris families. Number 5. Powers. The original name was Pawalski, Pawarski, or Povero, Polish and Italian immigrants. Pawalski is a patronymic from Powal. Povero means poor in Italian. The transformation to Powers was phonetic at first. An inspector heard the first syllable and wrote what sounded close. But the result was an English word with entirely different connotations. Power implies strength and authority. The original names implied humility. If your surname is Powers and your grandparents spoke Polish or Italian, the original is buried in the ship manifest. Number 4. Bell. The original name was Bellini, Belski, or Bell, Italian, Polish, and Sephardic Jewish immigrants. Bellini is Italian for beautiful. Belsky is a patronymic from the town of Belsk. All three were shortened to Bell by clerks who saw the suffix as extraneous. The result was an English surname that sounds like it came from the Scottish borders, not Palermo or Minsk. Bell is invisible because the phonetic core remained intact. Number 3. King. The original name was Koenig, Kowalski, or Koenig. German, Polish, and Ashkenazi Jewish immigrants. Koenig is German for king. Kowalski is Polish for smith. The transformation to king turned a German occupational name into an English title of monarchy. Families who had been Koenigs for 6 centuries became kings in 6 seconds. The change erased the umlaut and the entire German linguistic identity. Number 2. Miller. The original name was Müller, Molnar, Molinaro, or Millinars. German, Hungarian, Italian, and Polish immigrants. Everyone means Miller, the person who operated a grain mill. The anglicization to Miller was mechanical, but it erased 4 distinct linguistic identities. A Müller was unmistakably German. A Molnar was unmistakably Hungarian. Molinaro pointed to southern Italy. Mlinarts was Polish-Slavic. Miller sounded English. By 1940, census data shows Miller had become one of the 10 most common surnames in America, a statistical impossibility unless thousands of Mullers and Molnars had vanished into it. Number 1. Smith. The most common surname in America. 45 million people carry it. Smith is not one surname. It is the anglicization of at least 12 different surnames from 8 different languages. Schmidt from German, Schmidt from Alsatian, Kowalski from Polish, Kovac from Hungarian, Ferraro from Italian, Lefebvre from French, Khalaf from Arabic, Haddad from Levantine. Every single one means smith, a metalworker, a blacksmith. When immigrants arrived and said their surname in their native tongue, the inspector wrote Smith. It was the universal translation. By 1950, Smith had become so common it functioned as an invisibility cloak. But the original surnames are still there, buried in ship manifests. The blood remembers what the name forgot.